Well, good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. Sitting here puffing on my cigar, having my morning coffee, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Mitch. Take 2. The coffee's almost gone. Why am I doing take 2 this morning? Why haven't I just shown you take 1? These morning things are a real adventure for me. I wake up in the morning, I get barraged with all kinds of noise and interference from news, from checking to see what's on YouTube, from reading some comments that you wrote on my videos from yesterday and videos from way back. All this stuff goes in my head. And I try to make some sense out of it and say, well, I got to talk about something this morning. What should I talk about? Should I talk about the dock strike? Should I talk about my shopping spree yesterday? Should I talk about the reaction by some morons to my shopping spree? Should I talk about why they react the way they do? Should I then delve into the physiology of why they react? The evolutionary pressures that cause them to react the way they do? And that's what I did. And I sat here for 47 minutes. Just talking. And it was a great talk. It was a great talk. I covered everything. All of those things. And then it dawned on me as I got near the end of this that what have I really said? What was the purpose of this rambling talk? It was just a hell of a lot of information and that is relevant and very important, but none of it, I don't think, weaved together to make a cogent point, and that's what I like to do. I like these videos to at least have a storyline to them, have a beginning, an arc, and then a resolution at the end as to what the conclusion is. And I think that's necessary to keep people's attention. So I decided to do it again with cold coffee, a cigar that I am finishing from leftover from yesterday. And instead of being here at the crack of dawn like I was with the first hint of sunlight on the horizon, I'm now here at 5 minutes to 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to record a shorter video if it's not too late for that already. I'm going to talk about the comments that I got on my shopping video yesterday and how it relates to the dock workers' strike and to some of human nature. Why the hell is it that people stock up? Why are there preppers? Why are there companies selling, like Patriot Supply, survival food? We have an instinct, innate nature, to prepare for the future. It's the reason half of our economy exists. It's the reason why we want to be proactive in taking care of our health. Why we carry insurance. Things go wrong, we want to be prepared. That's security. Do people take it too far? You bet your booties they do. Who the hell needs a semi-truckload of toilet paper? And are people selfish? You're damn right they're selfish. People in times of famine and starvation will kill their neighbors for food. That's survival instinct. Anybody who thinks that we have the ability to put that away has never been in a position where their survival depends on it. They would be amazed at what they're capable of at an animal subconscious level when death is imminent. They would kill, they would steal, they would do anything. But these people who would do anything to survive, any atrocity, whatever it took. People stranded in the Arctic who have resorted to eating their dead comrades did it to survive. That is, we are animals. We have those instincts. And we have no conscious control over those instincts. That's suicide. We're not supposed to do that. To not take any opportunity to survive when it's available to you is suicide. The point was driven home to me yesterday about how strange the thinking of most people are by some of the comments I got on my video where I went to Sam's Club and spent a lousy $300 on food that might last me a month. Might last me a month. I didn't think that I was a horrible human being because I went shopping. Most of the people in the Sam's Club were buying many times as much stuff. These people were going out of there with pallet loads of things. Enough bottled water to drown an elephant. Enough toilet paper to clean the backsides of an entire city for a year. And me, I bought a couple of jugs of pork rinds. I bought a package of 2 chuck roasts. I bought 2 packages of 3 ribeyes. I bought a tube of hamburger, 10 pounds. I bought a couple racks of ribs. They were already out of baby back ribs, so I bought the regular ribs just to throw them in the freezer. I bought enough eggs to last me for a month because who knows what the hell they're going to come up with next to create shortage. Yeah, I mean that. Create shortages. Who knows? So I bought 4 flats of the eggs. And if you saw my video yesterday, you saw that I wasn't grabbing the last eggs. They had tons of those eggs. They didn't have a lot of the eggs that I would have bought, but they had tons of those. And are we really importing those eggs through East Coast docks? No. People panic. It's a natural survival thing. Everybody will look out for themselves when things get scarce. Sorry. That's just human nature. We can't change human nature even though we try. All we do is screw up the human animal. Turn them into insane idiots focusing on things that have no benefit to the survival of our species. And because of all of that shit we're doing, and if we don't somehow manage to change it, we are going to go extinct in not too many more generations. And the only people that'll be left, if any are left, are people living underground in bunkers that were the selfish and did try to figure out a way to put away enough stuff. But even they will eventually have to go extinct because nobody's left to manufacture more survival food in a 5-gallon plastic bucket that will last 25 years. That 25 years is going to come and go in the blink of an eye. I didn't feel selfish when I went shopping for myself. I'm an old man that lives by myself that would like to know that I'm not going to have to go out and compete in a week with everybody else out there competing, mobbing and jamming the stores with all empty shelves if somehow things get out of hand. And the people in the Carolinas these days are going to find that out, if not, haven't found it out already. That there have to be people that are compassionate, that bring in these supplies to them. But I don't think those people are going to be worried about stocking the Sam's Club, and if I can't find what I need, I'm sunk. So I take care of myself. I bought $300 lousy worth of food. I was accused by some real assholes in the comments of horrible things, of being the most selfish human being. What about the other people? Don't you know that by scarfing up everything for yourself, there are people that are going to go without, you despicable human being, you, Mitch. Shame on you. Adios, my friend. I got a half a dozen of those kind of comments. Who the hell do these people think they are? And what nonsense, brainwashing, and crap is responsible for them not only thinking in that way, but having the unmitigated balls to tell me how bad a human being I am. When I get those things, I try not to react in an emotional way. Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm a good person. I try to do a lot of things to help people, but this is what people see when they watch me. Is it any wonder why I tell so many people to F off? Not going to argue with them, not going to debate with them, not going to answer them. I'll never change their mind. They are too far gone. They're too far gone. They have no sense of reality, absolutely no common sense, certainly no sense of what human nature is, and certainly no thought in their entire life of why we have these behaviors and how we behave. And that's where I live. And that's where my advice that I give you comes from, on how to overcome being driven by your friggin' emotions instead of your intellect, which is something that we all are and have no control over. And if you listen to what I say and what I've learned, and it's taken me a long time to learn, and believe that it's true, that you are not in control, even though you think you are, that's just arrogance, that what's really in control is your animal brain, your animal inside you. I wrote the book called Taming the Beast Within. That beast is in every one of us. It's who we are. It's the reason you can't fight the cravings. I've come up with techniques to calm that beast down a little bit. Give it time to get used to the new paradigm of no sugar every day. And it works. And the reason that it works is something most people don't want to hear. Most people are only living superficial lives, reacting to superficial things, and never giving any deep thought to anything and looking for a real solution. They're just jumping on the latest trend or bandwagon. There is a reason why we do everything we do. There is a reason for every action we have. And it's all rooted in our subconscious mind using emotion to call us to action. The reason we use emotion, the reason emotion drives us, the reason that all advertising is aimed at an emotional response, not an intellectual one, is that since the beginning of living things, that is how the subconscious brain or whatever controlled the organism was able to make the organism do what it needed to do to survive. The programming that it ran on was the sum total of all the programming of its ancestors who actually survived long enough for that iteration of that species to have been born. None of our ancestors that went extinct are responsible for us. It's a basic, simple concept. Of course, half the people in this world don't believe in evolution because of religion. They'll never think along those lines. I've given up trying to make them. I tell them, if you don't believe what I say, don't watch me. don't watch me. If you think the science I talk about is just contrived as a way to say there's no God or anything like that, then I'm not the guy for you to watch. If you want to believe I'm an idiot and believe that crap, but yet follow my techniques and it works for you, I'm happy for you. I don't want to change your beliefs. But just please don't come in and tell me that I'm an evil, despicable human being that doesn't care about others. Please don't do that. I'll never react well to it. And I'll just decide I don't want to ever have to deal with you again. It's been a while since I ranted about comments, but those comments yesterday, after I bought a lousy $300 worth of food and got blamed for the entire suffering of all mankind because of it, just pointed out to me once again that there are people that we have to live with that also get to vote and decide who makes the rules for this country. The people that are so easily manipulated by any kind of emotional plea, which is how politics works. Divide people up based on their emotional responses to emotional issues. That's politics. That's the definition of politics. It's also how religions work. When I see comments like that, it just points out to me that there's nothing I can do to change any of these people. And that if things keep going like they're going and more people become these people, then we're done. And that's sad. Fortunately, I won't get to see it. My kids and maybe my grandkids won't get to see it. But 100 years from now, I can't even begin to comprehend what kind of world this will be if people don't start accepting reality, just having a little common sense and doubting some of the things that are just too wild to actually believe. And that's pretty much what I wanted to say this morning. So I guess the point of this, getting back to a carnivore lifestyle, is that there are reasons that make sense, provable reasons, given what we know today, given the science and technology we have to discover things down to a molecular level and learn how they came to be the way they are. That all that just takes the magic and mystery out of the why. Why we cannot resist the ice cream and the baked goods. Why we can't go a day without sugar. And how? By thinking about things at that level over 75 years, I've come up with a few simple techniques to actually be able to exert a little control over those things until the programming changes enough for those cravings to go away. And many of you have experienced that. It's a hard sell, though. It's a hard sell. It's a hard sell, especially to those people who only want to enter into a dialogue with you so they can disagree and tell you why they're so much better than you. Well, I don't want to use four-letter words here, so I'll use initials. My message to you people is, if you're coming here to prove to me that you're smarter than me, I don't care. I know you may be. You may be. I'm not looking for somebody smarter than me anymore, okay? I've come to my own conclusions over a lifetime, and this is the way I think, and this is what I believe. And if you don't accept that, then you don't need me in your life, and I certainly don't need you. If I was a 20-year-old, I think it would be unreasonable to say that. But at 77, sorry, my friend. I can learn more facts. But in the last 20 years, I haven't learned really anything that has changed my mind on the basic principles of how we got here and why we do what we do. Everything has only reinforced those things that I've discovered through the course of my life. Enjoy your morning coffee. Expect to be basically banished if you write any kind of a comment telling me why I'm doing something wrong and you know better. Maybe. I don't want to hear it. I'm certainly not going to change and do it your way because you wrote me a small book in the comments. I know you feel the need. I know you feel the need. Why it's so important for, and why you even care about what I think about you, for you to go to those lengths, insult me that much. I think there might be some mental health counseling available for you. Take the rest of the day off, my friends, and eat meat.